Yo. Welcome back to Let's Talk Everything 414 podcast. I am the host, Colonel Slaughter. Y'all already know that, though, man. I need everybody to hit that like button. Everybody hit that like button right now. You feel me? Top of the morning. Top of the morning, man, to everybody out there. Today is a great day. Great day. Great day, man. Great day. At the end of the day, I'd like to give a condolences to everybody out there. Condolences to Ish. Condolences to Ishi family. Condolences to everybody out there. And I hope everybody woke up at the top of their game, on top of their game today. I hope everybody recognize who they are today and understand that you got the power. Understand that you rule the nation, gang. You feel me? Understand that. And that's real. You never let the fear of losing people cause you to lose yourself. Honestly, you never let the fear of anything cause you to lose you. For that matter. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, a lot of people out here, gang, they will find themselves lost, man, in the sauce. It's easy to get lost in that sauce. Oh yeah, it's rather much easy. It's easier than said. You know what I'm saying? And on that very moment, gang, of being lost because you found yourself losing everything else. Because, like I said, when you find yourself losing everything else around you, from cars, clothes, houses, people you love, family members, money, you start to lose yourself. You start to lose your mind. You start to lose your sanity. You stop focusing on the goal and you start attacking the problem. I ain't gonna lie, you start attacking the problem. A lot of times you gotta understand the problem be you, gang. You gotta know that problem be you. If you don't know, there's something wrong with you. If you don't recognize sometimes in life the problem is you, something wrong with you. What I think it be though, sometimes I think a lot of y'all think that the problem is other people. It ain't. The problem is us, family, black people. You know what I'm saying? Here it is. Once again, we got another black man been took out. RPOG Tweezy. RP to all the real ones, man, that done got took out, gang. And yet we still have yet to learn that we got to work together, gang. We still have yet to learn that it's unity. That's what's going to bring us to the top. Unity going to carry us where we need to be. It's the unity, you feel me? That once we unify, we'll be able to make it further. A lot further. We'll be able to go a lot further. We'll be able to climb a lot harder, gang. You know what I'm saying? We'll be able to scale for real. Scale in everything we do in life. I ain't gonna lie to you. We'll be able to. I think some of y'all scared to scale in life. Some of y'all love the positions you in life. You feel me? You love the drama, your life host. And honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. I never been a person that loved drama. I ain't never been one of them people that like problems. You know what I'm saying? Situations always occurring that's not working in my favor. I don't like that shit. Forget my language. But at the end of the day, I love being able to live, being able to enjoy life, being able to express myself fully, whether that's through music or through podcast. Not caring about who like it, not caring about if anybody um rooting me on or cheering for me at all, not caring about that at all. But the whole point of me doing anything I do is honestly for the message that got to get out there. I see we need each other more and more in life today, gang. And it's getting more realer and realer. You know what I'm saying? As it get close to home, it get more realer and realer as we sit back in our houses and plan, you know what I'm saying, to build empires amongst empires. It get realer and realer out here, and a lot of people ain't getting it. The young people definitely, more so the young. But don't get it twisted. There's some old knuckleheads out here, some mid-age knuckleheads out here who don't got a plan, who haven't had a plan, and can't teach the youth anything. Can't show us anything. Can't guide us the right way. Can't lead us the right way. One thing I always learned though, coming up in life, man, you got to be a leader. You got to be one courageous leader. You got to be one optimistic leader. You can't be one of them leaders, who follow the bandwagon. You can't be one who just join the party because you see other people joining. No, you got to have a purpose in life. You got to have a purpose, and the purpose is to see everybody make it, to see everybody survive, to see everybody come from that one point in life where they thought they'd never be able to come from. You know what I'm saying? We want to be able to see that. I want to be able to see my brothers and sisters climb on top of they monsters, they fears, and ride them like a bull. You know what I'm saying? Into no existence, because at the end of the day, people living in fear nowadays. People living in fear, whether it's fear from death, fear from being killed, fear from losing things, losing people. So many people around us that's living in fear, gang. It don't make no sense. And it's like we don't got nobody that's uplifting these people. We don't got nobody that's breaking the cycle of fear within these people. We don't got nobody to shatter that fear platform that everybody is standing on and living on. I never understood that. I think those are one of the things that it's not meant for me to understand. It's probably not meant. At the end of the day, I feel like a lot of things don't be meant in life, but y'all force it. Y'all choose to force it. When you force things in life, certain things take place, certain things take shape, you know what I'm saying, and form. We gotta know what we doing in life, why we doing it, why we entering into these realms, gang. You feel me? While we entering into these realms, we gotta know what we doing. We gotta understand the energy that we dealing with, the platform that we coming to, the leg we standing on. A lot of y'all go in these realms and on these platforms. I don't mean social media platforms, but these spiritual platforms, these energetical platforms that everybody's standing on. And what I mean by that is y'all get subdued in being psyched in a drama. Y'all get tricked into giving up everything you had, everything you loved, everything you ever worked for, just for a little bit of nothing, just for 15 minutes of fame, or, you know what I'm saying, 15 minutes of viral moments. There's so many niggas that do that out here, like, gang. Females too. Now it's getting so bad that, at one point in time, we did recognize that women who use their minds, women who got conscious, who have a conscience on the things they do in life, we realize that they have big influences over the world. Some of the biggest, even over music, well over music. Women have some of the biggest influence over the world. You feel me? And if a lot of women choose to step up, maybe a lot of men will choose to step up. Because a lot of you women nowadays influence these men, whether you know it or not. A lot of things men do nowadays is to show off for a woman or to gain a woman or to get likes from a woman. I mean, don't get it twisted. We got the young generation. They also doing things for likes from males, to be liked by a group of males, to be wanted and accepted in by, you know what I'm saying, a gang or whatever they want to call them. But at the end of the day, I feel like women has a big influence. You know, if you got a girl, you got a wife, a woman, wherever she at, you feel me? She got friends, don't you know? Some of her friends got some big influence over her life. Some of her sisters, some of those females, siblings, some of the female siblings in her life got big influences over her life, gang. I'm telling you. A lot of times, you know, she'll listen to what they say. She'll do what they tell her sometimes. You know, at the end of the day, though, I feel like a lot of us out here, we had a good woman or a good mom, and a lot of y'all did have good moms. Excuse me, don't get it twisted. A lot of y'all did have good moms, do got good moms out there. And if you did have a great mom, you know, and you weren't respecting her, you feel me? I feel bad for you, because you should have honored your parents. Our parents teaches us so many things that we skip over. I can't lie. They teach us so many things we skip over in life, so many things we shove it to the side, you know. And at the end of the day, if these women would not be scared to put more influence on these young men's lives out here, the youth that's coming up, because a lot of youthful men, the young men, they living with their moms. Their dad's been out the picture. Pops been out the picture. So a lot of the times you got these moms, these single moms, single parented moms, you know, in-house by themselves. They trying to give the best influence they can. Trust me. You know, we can look into homes, certain homes, and we can really see some moms be trying their best. Some moms be trying their hardest. At the end of the day, I think it's an influence that's over that kid at that point in life. It's an influence that's over that kid. It's somebody that's in that kid ear that's not allowing that kid to fully follow mom influence. You know what I'm saying? Because the streets getting wicked, gang. It's somebody in that kid ear that's not allowing them to, you feel me, fully grasp mom teachings. I know, because when I was coming up, it was the same way, gang. When I was coming up, it was so much in the streets. There was so many people out here other than mom I was listening to, gang. You know, other than mom, there was so many other people out here that I was listening to, and I was giving time and putting energy into when I shouldn't have. I should have been listening to my mom, and I would have been right on the straight narrow path. But at the end of the day, you know, we live and we learn. But I'm saying now, the youth though that's out there now, the future that's to arise, that's gonna be before us when we get elders, they gotta learn. They gotta listen, gang. Y'all gotta start paying more attention to your parents. If you ain't got your daddy in your life, pay attention to your mama. 9 times out of 10, she your mama and your daddy, gang. Because I had one of them. 9 times out of 10, she your mama and your daddy. And I can't even lie, my stepdad was always around. 210 was always around. Shout out to him, most definitely. He was the greatest stepdad there ever was to have. And I feel like the youth now, though, the people in their life, they don't listen to the grandmas, uncles, you know, because a lot of families out there, they got some people in their life that's right. Righteous, they want to walk on the right path. They conscious, they woke up early. You know what I'm saying? They start paying attention to knowledge from back then. They start really grasping and locking in and locking on to it. So they trying to teach the next people. They're trying to teach the next youth, and these youth don't even listen to them. They can't communicate with them. You hear me? I'm talking about, like, literally, like, they can't sit down and have a peaceful conversation with them, because shit, the youth always got an attitude. It's always a problem, gang. It's always a situation. You know? That's deep. To me, that's different because back in the days it wasn't like that, my nigga. It was more respect that was out here. That's why a lot of people dying out here now though, too. You know, I noticed because karma is a motherfucker. Karma don't miss nobody. It bounced back a thousand folds. I ain't gonna lie to you. It bounced back a thousand folds. That shit come back like a boomerang. So, you know, I always tell people the seeds you planting, you gotta reap them. Everything you sowing now, you gotta reap it later, gang. Whether it's a quick later or a fast, slow later, you gotta reap it. You know, all I'm saying is make sure the seeds you sowing are some great seeds. I said this in my last live. Make sure the seeds you sowing are some great seeds because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to reap nothing that was evil, nothing that was negative, nothing that was spoiled, rotten. A lot of times that's all you young boys out here receiving and you young ladies. Now y'all got the chicks following y'all. And at first the chicks had the influence over y'all. You feel me? Now y'all got the women following y'all doing exactly what y'all do. That's crazy. To me, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy. It is because you know I feel like it's something more that could be done. I feel like it's some more teachings that could be done. It's a lot more lessons in life that got to be grasped by these young kids, gang, and ain't really trying to pay too much attention, which is scary. It's critically scary. It's critically scary, gang. It put us in a situation, you know, I wouldn't want to be in. And at that point in time in life, I feel like, what is the world coming to? Hold on, y'all. Okay, my bad, gang. That was the wife. I had to take that call. At the end of the day, though, man, I think, to be able to forgive, for real, you got to be able to forgive yourself. A lot of times to be able to forgive, you got to forgive yourself. That's just the reality. You got to be able to forgive yourself. If you can't forgive yourself, then, you know, how you going to forgive somebody else? How you going to forgive somebody that hurt you? If you can't forgive yourself, how you going to forgive somebody that, what I'm saying, hurt you? That's the realest. That's real. If you really can't, you know what I'm saying? If you can't forgive yourself, gang, how you gonna do that? Make that make sense? I think a lot of y'all can't. You know what I'm saying? That's hard. That's why you want to hurt people. That's why it's people out here you want to harm. That's why you want to go out your way to misuse people. You want to go out your way to abuse people. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I think to be able to forgive, let's start there. To be able to forgive, you got to forgive yourself for all the times you doubted yourself and all the times you doubted everybody else around you that really loved you and that really showed you love. I think a lot of times that's why all this killing out here too. Like they don't got love, man. And now it's to the point these killers, the so-called killers, they don't want love. They feel too tough for love. Love too corny for them. You hear me? They feel guidance is too corny for them. They feel like, you know what? I'm straight like this. I'm straight thugging. I'm straight on the block. I'm gonna get my lesson one way or another out here. You feel me? They feel like that's too soft. Well, you got to be able to maneuver in both of those sides. You got to be able to maneuver in that masculinity and that femininity within yourself. I say that to say, it's too many tough people out here, man. Or they so-called tough. They killing up the world. They killing up good people. They killing up ladies, kids. They killing up fathers, who's trying to build something, build empires and stuff like that. It's too many tough people in the world. And you know what's funny? Even funny? Those tough people is black people. Why they only black? They only black. My color. Whatever you want to call it. It don't make sense. You feel me? Constantly. We only hurting and injuring each other. We ain't unifying. We ain't creating unity. We ain't building. We ain't helping. We ain't promoting. They done killed a promoter from Milwaukee, OG Tweezy. They done took him out. You feel me? And nobody else doing that in the city. Ain't nobody else spreading nobody music. You know how many times a day I share my music on Facebook? I don't see not a soul really share it. So, in return, I got to go back in myself and share it 80 more times in groups because I know somebody in the group will share it before somebody I know share it. That's deep. And at the end of the day, that's how it is in the world we live in right now. Before your friend help you, they'll video record you getting hurt. That's deep. That's sad. You in knee deep to the water. Before somebody will call 911 for you as they see you getting robbed, they'll video record you bleeding out from the robbery because you got shot. And help me understand us as of, people that's my color, whatever that color is you want to call it. Help me understand, when will we unify? When will we? And not just people my color, people of my nation, my culture, people from our hoods, our areas, because everybody done got this separated down to a T to where it's blocks and blocks now, gangs against gangs. And gang, at the end of the day, when we recognize to take all these titles off of who we so-called are, and you look at self-value, you understand we all are the same people. We all is a reflection of each other. We all ain't got no more than or lesser than the next person, and right there, I think a lot of people get that mixed up because in the streets, niggas ride fem balls, Niggas in some of the latest fashion clothes, and right away they think they more important than you. You know, nigga got more money in his crib. He got 100,000 on him right now in his pocket. Right away, you think he more important than you, and that's just off the things you see on the outside of him. That's just off the materialistic things he carry, the materialistic weight he hold. Because it ain't no spiritual weight. It ain't no inner weight. It ain't no intuitional weight. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no discernmented weight. It's this materialistic fabric weighted weight that he flaunts around for everybody to, look at and get a glimpse at. And you feel me? At the end of the day, none of that matters, because when we dig deep on the inside of you, you are ugly. You are ugly as ugly trolls. You are ugly as the ugliest witch from the lagoon. You feel me? All of the above. And it's hard for somebody to even try to love you, gang, because how ugly you is on the inside, ugly your spirit is. If your spirit ugly, then that's bad, Your spirit ugly, that's ultra bad. Maybe God ain't got favor for you. Maybe, the favor was gone because of you decided to turn your spirit ugly. Because at one point in time in your life, you was not looking like that. At one point in time in your life, gang, you was top notch. You understand what I'm saying? At one point in time, you was. Man, everybody call me when I'm on the line. That'd be wild. At the end of the day, gang, I feel like, man, you just can't get led in the loophole, man, in the life we live now. You gotta, yeah. Yo, at the end of the day, like I said, that's the second time I get a call on live. My message is though, man, for today, and that's just periodically learn to lead righteously before following the wicked too. Learn to lead the righteous way before following the wicked ways, gang. You know, you can't call yourself a leader until you try to lead somebody down the right path, until you try to lead somebody to success. You feel me? A lot of y'all ain't leaders out there, man. You ain't led nobody to success. You ain't led nobody nowhere. You ain't led nobody nowhere. That's what make you not a leader. That's what make you a follower. That's what make you a hardcore follower. And until you recognize that, you won't get nothing. Some of y'all out there, you risk. Yeah, hello, mom. Yeah. At the end of the day, to be a leader, you gotta have led somebody to success, down that line of success. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all could say that, you can claim that. A lot of y'all be like, I led a nigga to making some money. Nigga, anybody can do that, gang. Anybody can lead a nigga and teach him how to make some money. That's not the point. Can you lead that nigga to survival? Can you lead that nigga to taking care of his family, to a basket of food so he can make sure them kids eat that he got because he ain't got food? Can you lead him to that? You know what I'm saying? That's the real key. Can we lead each other to success in that form or fashion? If we can't, so be it. Then why we kick it? Why do we modulate around each other? Why even waste time? That's one thing I don't like doing. I don't like wasting time. I hate wasting my time. Time is so valuable right now in life, and everybody will waste your time. They sit around you wasting your time, knowing you got something planned for your time, gang. Young people out there, if you got something to do in life, do it. Don't get caught up in the drought, or don't get caught up in that rapture your friend them gonna get caught up in. You better believe you me, it's a rapture for them. They gonna get caught up in it because they don't know no better. They running down the wrong path. They ain't learning. You feel me? They gotta listen. You feel me? I'm telling you, don't get caught in that path. Live your life and do the things you want to do in life. But if you think you with that, then go on, be my guest and follow down that path with your buddy. You don't know no better. He ain't got no discernment. You ain't got no intuition. Y'all don't know nothing. Both of y'all dumb as a box of rocks. Go ahead. You see, sometimes some people got to get bumped on the head before they learn. And I hate to say it, when some people learn, it be they last moment to learn. You know what I'm saying? When some people get bumped on their head to learn, that be the only time and the last time, gang. And I be feeling bad, like damn, I wish they could have. I wish somebody would have taught them a little early. You know what I'm saying? I wish this didn't have to go like this for them. Because you can see it on people nowadays. If you pay attention, you can see their energy, their aura. You can understand that. Look, they gonna go this far in life. Look, something gonna take place with them in life. Look, this gonna happen like that in life for them. And at that very moment, when you recognize that, you either try to help them out to the point where you give them so much help, but no matter how much help you give them, it still don't work. Or you can either back, and then a couple months down the line, you see what was gonna take place, whether they rose or they sunk. And me personally, I be hoping people don't sink. Like, gang, look, stay afloat. Stay afloat out here, man. You can do it. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You watching this video, believe in yourself, man. No matter what you do and how you do it, whenever you do it, believe in yourself. Believe in your craft. And I don't mean believe in the negativity, because a lot of y'all think your craft is negativity. A lot of y'all think robbing people is your craft, and that's negative, gang. No, it got to be of the positivity. It got to be, you know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself, though, when you're doing it. Don't doubt yourself at all, because, like I said, when you doubt yourself, gang, that put that mindset on you. And now what you're doing is you telling the universe that, I already doubted myself, and it's oddly not possible for me to become this and that of what I wanted to become. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't odd. And it's possible. You made it oddly not possible. That's all that is. You made it oddly not possible, man. You know what I'm talking about? So, with that being said, though, I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer, gang. You feel me? Y'all make sure y'all keep y'all head up, stay safe, stay prayed up out there, man. Uh, uh, if you got knowledge, if you one of them ones of wisdom, teach your people. Teach your people. Show them something. Financial literacy. Show them generational wealth if you can. Or if your people don't have achieved the generational wealth, then show them. You feel me? And enjoy your life, man. Stay out the way, stay out of drama's way, stay out of harm's way. I am out, my boy.